Hello YouTube. Today I wanted to show you my old mountain bike. This is the first bike I bought myself when I had the money. I think I bought it sometime around 1996. It's a Motobecane Nomad 400. I bought it at a bike shop here in Plano, Texas. I've kept it all this time. I've had it all this time. It's always been stored in the garage. When I got back into cycling about 10 years ago, I pulled this out of the garage, aired up the tires, and realized that bike technology had changed a lot since I bought this. Since then, I bought newer bikes, ridden newer bikes, and this one just kind of sat to the side, and I didn't get much use out of it. Up until last year, I converted it over to this. It's what you see now. Before, it had some low-end Shimano cantilever brakes, a steel flat bar with grip shifters, knobby tires. It was essentially a rigid mountain bike. Now it's my dedicated commuter bike. I use this to ride back and forth to work, take it to the grocery store, run errands with it, and I've gotten a lot more use out of it since I converted it. Matter of fact, just since this time last year, I put over 300 miles on it just riding back and forth to work. So I'm getting way more use out of it than I ever did in its original form. The only things that are original on it now, aside from the frame and the fork, is the rear derailleur. I did not change that. It's a low-end Shimano 7-speed derailleur from back in the day, and I decided to keep it because I still have a 7-speed set up in the rear. Before this had a wheel set on it with single wall rims and a 7-speed freewheel and a triple up front. I've since changed it to a different wheel set, pulled off of a newer bike. It's still 7-speed, but it's a cassette, and I have a 1x setup in the front now. That's a 32 tooth with a bash guard, and those are 175 cranks that I prefer. Ever since I started using 175 cranks, I've had less knee problems. That's a good thing at my age. The Odyssey Twisted PC pedals, I love these. These are my favorite low-end, cheap, urban pedal. I think they would work good as a mountain bike pedal also, but there are better choices out there for that. But just for riding around town, these things are great. Love them. The tires are WTB Slicks. They're the 1.85 that were an exclusive tire sold through Performance Bike. I picked up a set of these at one of their stores here years ago. Still running those with absolutely no problems whatsoever, front and rear. I have a set of Planet Bike Fenders. These are the cheapy ones, but they are made for 26-inch wheels, and had no problems with those either. I was really amazed at the quality of these for the price I paid, and they've held up really nice. They're quiet, they stay in place. Old Planet Bike Super Flash tail light. I made a bracket for it out of a brake caliper mount. The seat post is not original. I replaced that sometime a while back. Right now I'm running a WTB Koda Saddle. I'll probably do a separate review on that because I'm not sure whether or not I'm going to keep that on here for now. The handlebars I just recently installed with some new grips. The handlebars are a Fairdale Archer V2 handlebar. They're an alt bar. They have a 45-degree back sweep, but with a 50-millimeter rise. I was having a hard time finding some alt bars that had a decent amount of rise with that back sweep, and these fit that bike perfect because the head tube is just pretty low on this. That was the geometry back in the day, and I needed some rise. I've got a 35-degree stem here, kind of brings the bars up some, and then with that 50-millimeter rise on the bars, that really helps get the bars up to where they need to be. I put on some Colt Vans grips. Love those. The front rack is an Electra front rack. I think it's made for an Electra townie bike. The local bike shop had this hanging on the wall. They had it marked down pretty cheap. I think it had been hanging there for a while and nobody was interested in buying it. I bought it. Fits this bike perfectly. We got a Wald 137 basket zip tied to the top of it and a Swift Sugarloaf bag. Absolutely love that bag. Just big enough to hold everything I need to take back and forth to work every day. I think that's about it. I've covered everything. Like I said, I think I'm going to do a separate review on this saddle because I've got mixed feelings about it. And we'll cover that in another video. I may end up going back with an older Speed V that I had on here originally. So that's it. Fix up the old things, breathe new life into them, keep them out of the landfill, make them useful again. And that's what I did with this bike, and I'm pretty happy with it. If you have any questions, put them in the comments below. And thanks for watching.